Dear learners, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Neeraj Agarwal from University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Today, I am going to take a module number 18 titled Introduction to Indian Cooking under paper titled Food Production Operations and Management. After learning this module, the students can understand the history and evolution of Indian cuisine, know the influence of travelers and invaders on Indian cuisine, will be aware of religious influences on Indian cooking, to know about different cooking methods and techniques, know about the staple diet, know the various equipment used in Indian kitchen, and able to understand the etiquettes of Indian dining. Now, we'll start with the introduction. Indian cuisine can be traced way back from Aryan period around 5000 years ago. They first came to India and settled around the Indus Valley and started cultivating wheat because that particular region did not receive much rainfall as required for the cultivation of rice. Indian food has made a complex journey from a simple food to lavish buffet of royal kitchens. Indians has an ancient culture heritage which is dependent on region, religion, geography and socio-economic conditions. India has a glorious traditions of healthy food that suits to the body, mind and soul. People of India have always shown respect towards food. This can be seen in lifestyle of common men. In Indian tradition, food is placed next to God and always be a main part of ceremonies and celebrations. Indian food is based on the concept of Ayurveda. Ayurveda comprises of two words. Ayus means life and Veda means knowledge or study. Hence, Ayurveda means knowledge of life. Now, I will discuss about the traditional Indian cooking. Traditional Indian cooking has been handed down through the generations by demonstrations and word from mother to daughter and from chefs to their juniors. Guru Shishya Parampara also prevailed in kitchens. The recipes were never written down, they were only memorized. The drawback here was that every generation reduced or added something to the recipe as per the convenience, taste and availability etc. and put their own mark on the same. Thus, many dishes became imbalanced and they also lost their medicinal value. Most of the herbs and spices used in Indian food had lots of medicinal value and our ancestors were very careful in choosing food for healthy lifestyle. In modern lifestyle, we eat anything and everything without bothering about the combination of food and that is the reason why food related diseases are on increase. Moreover, the Indian culinary art is so evolved that not only does it incorporate climate and health concern, it also lacks care of other aspects like color, aroma, texture, service and etc. Now, features of Indian cuisine. Recipes were never written down. Mostly, recipes were never written down. That is the way we lost the originality of many dishes or even lost some dishes with time, but is also led to improvisation of the recipes that had recipes were handed down from one generation to another, from mother to daughter, from the chef to disciple, eliciting as many varieties hand its passed through. Use of spices. Indian is known as the home of spices. Spices are used in Indian cuisine from pre-Aryan period and are responsible for the superb preparation. Masala spices is the mainstay. The success of Indian cookery depends in the perfect blending and mixing of spices and also the timing of incorporating spices into the dish is very important. The use of premium quality aromatics spices in this peninsula was established way long back and that provide mouth-watering taste and aromas of countless dishes eaten throughout the entire country. Influence of travelers and invaders on Indian cuisine. Cuisine of India is as varied as its people and culture. A country so huge that it seems there are many countries within each ethnic group has its own blends of spices and special cooking equipments and ingredients spices to produce unique taste and flavor of that particular region. Indian cuisine has clear international influence which is visible in many preparations. India is a land that was invaded by many rulers. India was invaded by Arabs, Mughals, Greeks, Portuguese, British, Chinese, etc. Now we'll discuss about the influence of Greek. Greek is very famous for its fresh herbs and essential oils like mint, coriander, olive oil, etc. At the time of Alexander the Great, trade flourished between India, Rome, and other Mediterranean countries, and this brought usage of saffron, fruits, cheese, nuts, and oils. Greek contributed to Indian vegetables such as eggplant and zucchini. Fenugreek and fennel are the two commonly used spices in Indian cooking were introduced by Greek. Now, I am going to discuss about the influence of Mughals. Mughal style of cooking has the deepest and the most long-lasting influence on Indian cuisine. Muslims from Western Asia brought with them the rich heritage of Mughlai cuisine. Mughal invaded India during 12th century and captured a large area of the country. Mughal brought with them the usage of aromatic spices such as cardamom, mace, nutmeg, and variety of nuts like pistachios and almonds. The cooking style too changed with the advent of spit fire that gave birth to kebab and tandoori items. The usage of milk, cream, along with nuts and dried fruits gave rise to rich gravies, pilavs and biryanis that are still heart of Indian cuisine. Mughals were fond of meat dishes unlike Aryans who preached vegetarianism. Later, meat dishes started to be included in the main meal of India. Mughals were the great patrons of cooking. A blending of Mughlai and Telangana cuisine took place in the kitchens of the Nizams. History of Hyderabad state resulting in the creation of Hyderabadi cuisine. Some common fruits like apricot, plums, peaches, melons, cherries, Samarkand, apples, etc. were also introduced by Mughal. Even the maida, refined flour, was imported from the Middle East. Now, the influence of Chinese and Mongolians. India share border with China and Mongolia. Northeastern states such as Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Manipur have more influence of Mongolian and Chinese cooking style. The Mongolians introduced cooking style of hot pots and stews, and Chinese introduced stir frying method to Indian cooking. Kadai, the most common utensil, resembles the Chinese wok. Now, the influence of Portuguese. After Vasco da Gama visited India, Indian food went through many changes. The advent of spices and the most common ingredient, chili, was brought in 1498 by him. Today, we cannot imagine Indian food without this main ingredient. Portuguese brought many other things such as cashew nut, tomatoes, pumpkins, pineapple, cheese, etc. The influence of the Portuguese food can easily be seen in the Goan cuisine. Now, the influence of British. During the British rule in India, many cooking techniques were introduced to the Indian kitchen and people started to use many European cooking style in Indian cooking. The concept of roasting and grilling has been introduced. They brought whiskey and tea to India. In Indian cuisine, there was no concept of soup, but all the variation of shorbas are the influence of the British. Many of the dishes made like murg makhni, murg butter masala, nation dish of English people claimed by London, etc., made during the British time. British cuisine in India is also called Roy cuisine. Now, I am going to discuss about the regional and religious influences on Indian cuisine. India possessions is the oldest and the richest culture in the world. Its religious and culture has played an influential role in the evolution of its cuisine. The origin of Indian eating habits arose because of the influence within the country and due to the neighbors, climatic conditions, religion and caste, etc. Religious structure dictate that certain people will not eat beef and pork and there is a restriction on certain caste. For example, Brahmins could not eat meat, Jains will not have onion and garlic in their dishes, Kashmiri Pandit will not use onion and garlic but their dishes will be full of non-veg. In many cases, food has become a marker of religious and social identity. Acceptance and variation. Indians are great at turning everything in our own people with new faith, new products, techniques and practices brought with them, and they all are incorporated with time and given a unique taste and flavor to Indian cuisine. European must not have thought that the blend of corn would be turned into a delicious makki di roti in Punjab. Staples. The base ingredients of Indian meals are rice, wheat, millet and other cereals depending upon the region. It is generally eaten with lentils, pulses like masoor, moong, chana, arhar, urad, etc. Vegetables and savory pickles or chutneys. The spices transforms the taste of food and tingle to palate. Spices have medicinal value such as turmeric is an antiseptic. The selection of ingredients and dishes may vary according to the geographical conditions, season, etc. For example, Kashmir is extreme north of India, prevails cold climatic conditions where cuisine is very rich, having fruits, nuts, saffron, etc. that provide heat to the body, which helps to maintain body temperature and energy level throughout a day. Each Indian state furnishes a different variety of recipes made from the same staple. Now, cooking method and techniques used in Indian cooking. Indian cuisine, like any other cuisine, has a number of cooking style and techniques which may vary from state to state and region to region. For example, tandoor is widely used in North India and one can hardly find its usage in East or South India. Most of cooking methods and techniques are same as around the world, but Some of the unique techniques have no traces in Western cuisine like dum cooking, handi cooking, bagar and other Indian methods of cooking are simple and combination of many methods used together. Bhunao, it is a combination of sautering, stir frying and stewing. This is not a complete process but it helps to prepare a dish. Oil is added to a kadhai or pan. To this, cumin, garam masala whole, then onions are added. After the onions are browned, the desired herbs, spices are added. A small quantity of water and or stock is introduced to the pan if and when the ingredient starts to stick. Subsequently, the main ingredients, may be vegetable or meat, is added and the same process continues. This ensures that the initial cooking is done in the ingredients, their own juices. After the oil separates from the mixture, some liquid is added to complete the cooking process. It is used for preparing most of the Indian dishes. Now, dum. Dum literally means steam. It is a method of cooking food on very low flame with the help of steam and trapped in a sealed containers. It allows the partial cooked ingredients to cook in their own juices and bone marrow if it is meat and thus regarded as the maturation of the dish. The technique is more than 200-year old. Traditionally, dampuk cooking uses a round, heavy bottom pothandi in which pot handi in which food is tightly sealed and cooked over slow fire. The meat and vegetables is partially cooked and then the lid is sealed with the help of dough and placed on dum. Some coal is placed on the lid to ensure proper heat from top and below. Dampuk food is about aroma and flavor. There are also some fresh herbs and spices used for flavoring and the steam is entrapped inside. So the dish retains all the aroma and flavors. When the seal is broken, the fragrance of the dish floats in the air. It is usually used for cooking biryani. The dishes cooked by this technique might have its name associated with the technique such as gosht, dum masala, dum aloo, dum ki gobi, etc. Now, bagar. Bagar is known as tempering in English and also known by different names in different parts of country like tadka, chonka or ghee durust karna. This is basically a process by which the aroma and flavor of spices and herbs is imbibed in the oil which when mixed with the dish makes it delicious. This technique is done to add flavor to a dish instantly. Spices and herbs are added to hot oil or ghee. Hot oil extracts and retains the aroma, essence and flavor of the spices and herbs. This can be done in the beginning of the dish or at the end. For example, curry, raita, dal, salan, pachadi, etc. Now, balchao, which is pickling, a Goan specialty influenced by the Portuguese, where vegetables like eggplant or seafood like prawns are pickled in sugar, vinegar and other spices for a day or two before eating. Donar, which is smoke seasoning. This is a quick smoke procedure used to flavor a meat dish, dals or even raita or salads. The smoke permeates every grain of the ingredients and imparts a stubble aroma. The process is carried out by glowing charcoal is placed in a small bowl which is then put in a bigger pot. Cooked meats are placed around this. dry spices and ghee are poured on the top of the coals and a lid is quickly placed over the larger pot. The lid is not removed for 15 minutes or more. This dish enhances the fresh taste of ghee and spice. The coal is then removed and the meat put through further cooking processes. It is very popular in the cold months of North India, especially in the desert areas. The Rajasthani specialties as mas, kesole, lal mas, etc. are smoked with clove. Famous gulabti kebab from Lucknow is also smoked with cloves. Now tawa cooking. A tawa is a round, thick iron griddle and is slightly concave in the center. It is used when very high temperatures are needed and is mostly used for Indian unleavened breads called chapatis or rotis. It is also used for cooking some unique dishes which require fast cooking with the outer rim is used to keep the dish warm. Popular in Indian street food, especially pav bhaji is a typical tawa dish and needs to be constantly stirred to avoid burning. It is served straight out of the tawa and eaten immediately on sourdough bread. Besides fast food, a number of main courses like tawa chicken, tawa vegetable and others are also very popular in this category. Now, I am going to discuss about handi cooking. The concept of handi cooking is around 600 to 700 years old, which has been passed from generations to generation in India. Handi means an earthen pot in which cooking of curries takes place on slow fire. Handi comes in different shapes and size, but the main feature remains the same to all, that it is a thick bottom that ensures that food does not stick to the bottom. It is well known fact the food cooked on slow fire preserves the natural characteristics, aroma, flavor and nutrition to its maximum. The most important aspect of handi are bhuna and dum, meaning roasting and maturing of a prepared dish. It is best for preservation of natural characteristics of vegetables, herbs and spices. Now, I am going to discuss about talna, which is known as frying. It is the process of cooking food by immersing it in the dip pan of hot oil. It is also known as frying. It could be shallow fried also. Normally, kadahi is used for frying in Indian kitchen. This method is used for frying snacks or main course and desserts. Bhapa refers to cooking with steam. This can be carried out in simple pot or and something are steamed in bamboo tube or banana leaves. Most common dishes prepared by this method are macher paturi in Bengal, modak in Maharashtra, etc. Now, common equipments used in Indian cooking. Indian cooking requires a wide range of small and large equipments. Various regional cuisines require unique cooking utensils and aids which are often not used in other regional cuisine. Each equipment has a purpose to serve. The table below shows some important and common equipments used in Indian kitchen. In case of pounders, we have hammam, dasta, used to pound spices. It is generally made of iron, brass, stainless steel or even stone. Silbatta is a hard, rough stone slab and batta is a small, rough conical or cylindrical stone smaller than the width of the sill. It is used to make paste of masalas. The ingredients are placed on the sill and crushed with the batta by forward and backward movement and consequent pressure. It should be chiselled periodically to provide a rough surface which helps in grinding. masala grinder. This is the latest addition in this section. It is basically a mechanical instrument used to grind spices and to make different paste. There are different options available, but broadly there are two types of masala grinders. One, dry masala grinder, and second, wet masala grinder. Now containers. Lagan, it is a round and shallow copper utensil with a slightly concave bottom, generally used for cooking whole or big cuts of meats or poultry, especially when heat is applied from both the top and the bottom. Dekchi, patila, bagona, made of aluminium, brass, copper, stainless steel. It is very commonly used cooking vessels, traditionally made from brass only. It is straight-sided, flat-rimmed pot and used for boiling, stewing, steaming or braising. Handi. Handi is a traditional Indian cookery pot, originally used with a lid. They are the most beautiful cooking pans that can also be used as serving dishes. They add a touch of elegance to the buffet table. It is available in a range of sizes. It is always kept on slow heat, and when food is cooked on a slow flame, then its natural characteristics like flavor, aroma and taste are all preserved to the maximum extent. It is best for preservation of natural characteristics of vegetables, herbs and spices. Now, features of handi. Generally, pear-shaped, thick bottom to ensure that food does not stick, broad with narrow mouth, made usually with copper, brass, earthenware, iron, usually with a non-stick coating for easy release of food. Ladles and spoons. Poni, perforated spoon with a long handle, generally of stainless steel, used to take out the dishes that are deep fried. Kadchi, round shaped spoon with a long handle used mixing, stirring and portion different curries, dal or other dishes. Palta and khomcha. This is a flat spoon used to stir and scrape the vegetables and or meat while sauteing or sweetening in a kadhai or patila. It is also used very commonly for turning the sides while pranthas, omelets or dosa. Jarra, it is basically strainer used for straining excessive oil from bundi or other things. Cutters and peelers. Dantri, it is a semicircular blade fixed to a wooden base for slicing fishes and cutting vegetables. Dantri is also called as bothi. Coconut scraper, this instrument has saw like semicircular or spherical edge. It is used to scrape the internal part of coconut. There are number of choices for it and available in manual or as well as mechanical options. Strainers, chalni. This is a small convex instrument with a handle used to separate liquids from unwanted particles. It is made of steel as well as plastic. Tea strainer is the most common strainer used in kitchen apart from the soup strainer. Kadhai and tawa. Kadhai, a semicircular pan generally with two handles in the shape of a ring, similar to Chinese wok, but it is thick. It is made up of iron, brass, aluminium and stainless steel. Mahi tawa. This is the version of the griddle shaped like a big round flat bottom tray with raised edges used for cooking kebabs. Also used for dishes when heat is applied from both the top and the bottom. Tawa. It is a concave shaped sheet with or without a handle. It is generally made up of iron, but today more options are also available in various sizes. Generally, the tawa that is used in homes is of sizes ranging from 7 to 10 inches in diameter. This is used for making chapati, fulka and prantha. The tawa used commercially are bigger in size, that is from 15 inches to 30 inches. The larger surface allows the food to be moved to the periphery. The food left at the periphery remains hot for a long time. Pav bhaji made using this tawa. Rumali tawa. It is a dome shaped sheet without any handle. It is generally made up of iron and used to bake rumali roti. Now, other equipments such as chakla, a round marble or wooden platform used to roll roti with the help of the belan, which is known as rolling pins. Belan, a smooth cylindrical fitted with handle used to roll chapatis. It is made up of wood and sometimes made of aluminium. Some rolling pins can move on an axis connecting to the two handles. Chimta, a metal tong used for baking chapati and fulka on the flame. Praat, a deep, flat and round tray made of brass or stainless steel used for kneading dough. Seni, this is a large thali round tray used as a lid for the lagan or mahi tawa when heat is applied from the top. Live charcoal is placed on it and the heat is transmitted through it to the food. The indirect heat has the desired effect of browning and cooking the ingredients. Thali, metal plate with or without compartments used for serving food. It is also used in kitchen to keep the misapla ready. Katori, small metal bowl used for serving curries, dal, raita and sweets. It is available in different sizes and also used in kitchen for storing different paste. Masala dani, it is a box with compartments to store dry spices. Traditionally, it is made out of wood, but today we have aluminium, stainless steel and plastic options also. Kaddukas is a equipment has a sharp grooves of different size meant for grating. Tandoor clay oven, which is lit with live charcoal, it is used for baking various Indian breads and other tandoori items. Tandoori sarya, jodi, long iron skewer sharpened at one end and curved at the other in the shape of hook. These are used to skewer kebabs and to remove roti from the tandoor. Gaddi, it is used for sticking breads in tandoor. It is made by stuffing hay into the cloth. Mathni, special wooden equipment which is used to churn the curd to make lassi or buttermilk. Now, I am going to discuss about the etiquettes of Indian dining. Indian food is as varied as its culture and people, so as its dining etiquettes. Each region might follow a distinct style of serving food and proper table manners varies from culture to culture, although there are always a few basic rules that are important to follow everywhere. Traditionally, Indians wash their hands thoroughly prior to dining, then eat with their hands without using any cutlery. Only one hand is used for eating, the other remains dry and only used to pass dishes or to serve or drink water. Strict vegetarian and non-vegetarian people may eat together, but the etiquette is not to mix serving utensils between the food to respect the spiritual belief of vegetarians. Similarly, cleanliness and hygiene is important. People usually do not dip, serve, or accept with the finger or cutlery that has gone in someone's mouth. The food which has been dipped with finger or cutlery used for eating is considered dushita, spoiled, or jutha. Most food is served in the same plate except bread, roti, and dessert. Regionally, tradition varies from not washing food on one's plate, it is considered disrespectful to the host. Washing hands after meals and drying them with a towel is a norm. Now, I am going to summarize this module. This is a module on the introduction to Indian cooking. It is always important to know the basis and foundation of any cuisine when need to master the same. Indian cuisine is vast and varied. It has evolved from the time of the Aryan and was constantly used and abused by certain people. Ayurveda is a base of Indian food. It is not only talk about the type of food but also dealt with eating right kind of food and healthy living. Over the time, Indian food also went through a reform and change. Various invaders and travelers influenced Indian food in a big way and the concept of Ayurveda faded away. The flavor and taste changed drastically. Indian food is regarded not as spicy but surprisingly most of the spices were brought by the travelers and invaders from the various countries. There are no written recipes are available before the invaders came in since the cooks were uneducated and the recipes were handed down verbally and no written document available to us. In India, every state has its own cuisine that is very different from the other state in all aspects. In this module, we have discussed how religion too influences the eating habits and cuisine of India. We touched some common equipments, utensils, and various cooking techniques used in Indian cooking. We also learn about the basic etiquettes of eating Indian food. In this coming module, we will discuss the various herbs, spices used in Indian cuisines. Thank you and have a nice day.